I stood in the lawyer's office staring at the mahogany desk, trying to process what Mr. Garrison had just said. $92 million, dollars, a farm in northern Montana, 2,300 acres, and a rule in Michael's will that I had never been allowed to visit it while he was alive. My husband had been dead for 6 days. The funeral was 3 days ago. I still had the program folded in my purse with his photo on the front. Mr. Garrison cleared his throat. He was older, with silver hair and wire-rimmed glasses. Mrs. Harlow, I know this is overwhelming. Michael was very specific. The property, the livestock, everything. It's all yours now. But he also left a letter for you. He slid a cream envelope across the desk. My name was written in Michael's handwriting. I stared at it, but didn't reach for it yet. Why couldn't I visit? I asked. In 31 years of marriage, he never let me see that place. He said it was business. He said I wouldn't understand. Mr. Garrison hesitated. I don't have those answers, but perhaps the letter does. I picked up the envelope. It was heavier than expected. I didn't open it there, not with him watching. I thanked him, gathered the paperwork, and left. I sat in my car in the parking lot for a long time, the envelope beside me. I didn't move. I just tried to understand how the man I shared a life with could keep something this enormous from me. I drove home in silence. The house felt emptier than it should. I made tea, sat at the kitchen table, and finally opened the envelope. Inside was a folded letter and a small brass key. The letter was short. Marianne, if you're reading this, I'm gone. I'm sorry. The farm isn't just a farm. It's the place I built when I thought I'd lost everything. It's the place I kept from you because I didn't know how to explain it without losing you. Now it's yours. All of it. Go to the farm. Go to the north pasture, past the main barn. There's a small stone building near the tree line. The key will open it. I'm sorry I wasn't brave enough to do this while I was alive. I love you. I always have. Michael, I read it 3 times. Then I heard a truck in the driveway. My son Ben climbed out. He was 28, tall like his father. He walked to the door, hands in his pockets. I met him before he could knock. Mum, he said softly, I heard. About the farm. How did you know? Dad told me, a few weeks before he died. He said you'd need help. I stepped back, letting him inside. He sat across from me and saw the letter and key. He never let me visit, I said. 31 years, Ben. I know. He said you deserved to know the truth. I looked at the key. He wants me to go there, to open something. Ben was quiet, then said, So let's go. You and me. We'll drive up there. Ben, it's 14 hours. We leave tomorrow, he said simply. You need to know, Mum. I nodded. Okay, tomorrow. The next morning, Ben picked me up at sunrise. We drove north through Oregon into Washington, then east toward Montana. We didn't talk much, just soft music filling the silence. By late afternoon, we crossed into Montana. The land stretched endlessly. Ben said, Dad used to talk about this place. He'd say it was the only place he ever felt free. Free from what? I asked. He never said. We drove until sunset, then turned onto a gravel road. There was a weathered sign. Harlow Ridge, private property. We drove another 20 minutes and finally saw it. The farmhouse. Massive. 2 stories. White clapboard. Barns in the distance. It looked like a movie set. Ben stopped the truck. Jesus, he really built all this. A man stepped onto the porch. 50s, weathered face, flannel shirt. Mrs. Harlow? I nodded. Name's Wyatt. I'm the foreman. Michael told me you'd be coming. He told you? About a month ago. Said if anything happened, you'd inherit. Said I should help however I could. I looked around. I didn't know this existed until 6 days ago. I know. He told me that too. Wyatt showed us inside. Hardwood floors, high ceilings, photographs on the walls. One showed Michael, younger, smiling in front of a barn. He was proud of this place, Wyatt said. After dinner with the farm crew, I told Ben I wanted to see the stone building. Wyatt drove us out in a pickup. The headlights cut through darkness. After 10 minutes, he pointed ahead. There. A small stone structure at the tree line. Old, covered in moss, heavy wooden door. I walked forward, key in hand. The lock clicked open. Inside, shelves lined the walls, filled with boxes. In the center sat a leather-bound journal. I opened it. The first page was dated 32 years ago. I don't know how to start this. Her name was Anna. She was 23. I was 24. We were going to get married. And then she died. I stopped. My hands shook. Ben stared, face pale. "Who's Anna?" he whispered. I turned the page. Anna died in a car accident 2 weeks before our wedding. I was driving. It was raining. I lost control. She died instantly. I walked away with a broken arm. I've never forgiven myself. I sat on the floor, journal in my lap. After Anna died, I left. I came here, to Montana. And I started building. I bought the land with settlement money, blood money. I built this farm because I needed something that wouldn't die. And then, 5 years later, I met Marianne. I closed the journal. Ben put his arm around me. "Mum, I'm so sorry." Wyatt opened one of the crates. Inside were photographs, hundreds. Pictures of Anna, of Michael and Anna, of a life that ended too soon. There were letters, ticket stubs, dried flowers, a preserved wedding dress. At the bottom, a wooden box with a simple gold ring. "He was going to give it to her on their wedding day," Wyatt said quietly. I held the ring. "Why didn't he tell me?" "Because he was ashamed. Because he thought you'd leave." "I wouldn't have left." "I know, but he didn't." Back at the house? I sat on the porch with tea, Ben beside me. "What are you going to do?" he asked. "I'm going to keep it," I said. "The farm. All of it. I'm going to make it mine." "What about Anna's things?" "I'll leave them there. For now. Maybe someday I'll let them go. But not yet." I took a breath. I forgive him, Ben. For not telling me. For loving someone else first. Because he did love me. And that has to be enough. Over the next weeks, I learned the farm. Wyatt taught me everything. I met workers, toured barns, worked until my body ached. One evening, Wyatt sat beside me on the porch. "You've done good, Marianne." "Did Michael seem happy here?" I asked. "At peace, but always carrying something heavy." "He was. But you're different. You're building something new." That winter, I kept working. I visited the stone building monthly, reading Anna's letters, talking to Michael. By spring, I wasn't just Michael's widow. I was Marianne Harlow, owner of Harlow Ridge. In April, Mr. Garrison sent another key. A note said Michael wanted me to have it after 6 months. I found a hidden safe behind a bookshelf. Inside was a letter and a box. "Marianne, if you're reading this, you've stayed. I'm glad. I built this place out of grief. But you've always deserved happiness. I loved Anna, but I also loved you. More than I knew how to say. In the box is something I should have given you 30 years ago. It's not too late to start over. Michael." Inside the box was a ring, gold, engraved, "Begin again, together." I slipped it on and felt tears come. Not sad tears. Release. That night I stood on the porch under endless stars, looking at land that was mine. Harlow Ridge wasn't just Michael's legacy anymore. It was mine.